guys, it's been a long time coming. I don't even know how long. Well, probably about a month. But today is now it's Sunday, August 5th, and on tomorrow I have my first exam of medical school. And I've never felt so unprepared for an exam in my life. Like I was saying, I feel like this is the MCAT. But it's just like the level of anxiety I feel is at that level. I just feel like this is such a, granted, it's not as big as the MCAT, but I mean, I'm just harping on a small point. But yeah, I've never felt so unprepared. I feel like because today I decided to do practice questions with Pam and some other classmates, and I just realized there's so many things I don't know. And there's so many things where I'm like, oh, I've seen this, but I can't remember it. And it's like, I hope this can be rectified in the next 24 hours because literally, I really don't want to fail. I really do not want to fail this. And I was also saying, I felt for the first time in my life as I was just getting used to this whole school thing, this overwhelming sense of anxiety and hopelessness, or my efforts are futile because I won't be able to my efforts won't pay off. And I know that's really bad. Oh my god, I know it's really bad, and I need to remain positive. My gosh, drunk as shit. I know I need to remain positive, but it's just so difficult to I'm not gonna say not get engulfed in that, because I'm not engulfed in it, but to see this current feeling of feeling like there's so much deficit in my learning can be rectified. I just want to wake up tomorrow and be motivated again and confident that I can still perform somewhat decently. Oh my gosh, I can still perform somewhat decently. Because I don't want to set this negative tone for the whole year. But I also feel a lot of this process isn't just the grades. It's also developing my emotional support and resilience. And I had that before. I thought I had that before, but now I'm just I don't know. Oh my gosh, I just hate these pedestrians just walking at 3 a.m. for nothing. But yeah, I'm scared. I'm very scared. And I'm just praying that when I wake up, I'll be able to just zone in and read every slide and try and capture everything that I need. And I don't understand how they think this is possible. We did 36 lectures and activities and TBLs since we started 3.5 weeks ago. I don't know how we're expected to be able to memorize every single detail and every single slide. That's just impossible. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do deductive reasoning and test taking strategies, but I also need to pass, so I can't just rely on that. I just need to read and really understand every slide. But the positive thing about this whole experience is that now I know what I'm doing is not working, because I can't continue this, and it's not going to continue. I'm going to eventually find out a way that works for me, but I just hope that I don't get to so many L's before I get that way, and even then the way will have to be changed for different subjects. So I just pray that I can figure that out soon, because I need to be the doctor I want to be. I don't know what doctor I want to be yet, but I want to have as many options as possible. So I don't want to fail. I really don't. I pray I don't. I'm just gonna give it to God. But in other news, I have been I don't know. Socially could be better. I feel like I'm back in starting high school, starting middle school, starting elementary school, because in all of those cases, whenever I'm in a new place, it's just so easy for me to get warped up in my own thing and trying to like set my own, get a feel for my environment and things like that. So that's what's been going on. So I haven't really made the friends I want to make and got into that social level that's different from my past initial levels. I just feel like it's not my priority, and I want it to be, but not like overwhelmingly so that it disrupts my focus to my schoolwork. But I just want to have people who I can say are my people besides Pam, because she's a school person. She's made that clear, you know. I don't know. Yeah, because I know that the social support is really going to need to be amped up. Because, yeah, you know, family and college friends and past friends, but people who are in there with you and get it, that's a unique parallel experience. And honestly, I mean, when I first went into this whole roommate thing, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to like become friends and do stuff. And honestly, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't like how I've like jumped to this prejudgment so quickly, but I don't know, it's just like vibes. Like, I know who I vibe. If I can feel a certain vibe from you, I can feel like, okay, maybe this is more effort than it's worth. Maybe I should just like not try. And I don't know if they're feeling that too, and it's like, oh, she doesn't seem to be interested, so let me fall back. I really hope I don't miss this thing. But yeah, I don't know. And I just keep telling myself, you know, be yourself, grow to love yourself, show yourself that, and people will be attracted to that, and you'll find friends. But I'm also like, what am I not doing that I should be doing so that can happen, you know? I know what I should be doing, but do I want to do it? No, I want to do it, but of course I'll always use school as an excuse, like, oh, I can't stay for this because I need to go study. But meanwhile, what has my studying done? That's right, nothing. Well, I won't say nothing, but it's not working. But so I think I need to study smarter and not harder, like not put in all these hours and rewrite the lectures. Like, that's what I was doing, and it's just not, I can't remember it, so how beneficial is it, you know? I don't know. I just pray for a better tomorrow. Yeah. I actually already had a mini breakdown. I've had mini breakdowns before, but the first one was just like that fear that I was talking about, and then it was like seeing everybody just out and seeing like people seem cliquey and stuff. So I was like, yeah, well, that's a dub. Like, you know, I'm stuck with myself, and it's always like, I don't know, when I'm by myself, I'm fine, of course, because who's here judging me, being like, oh, you're by yourself, you're less than. Because every time I'm out in public by myself in a social setting, I'm like, oh, people are seeing that I'm by myself, therefore I'm not as good. Not that those should be correlated, but of course that's my default, and I automatically assume that. And also I was like, I've been like keeping this log of like reoccurring thoughts that I know I have that I want to bring up, and one of them is, I take things so personally, and I don't really know why. Oh, I should go here. Oh no, I want to go there. Yeah, I don't really know why. I just, is that how I was raised? Is that just my temperament? But it's like every single slight, it's like, oh, make sure you feel that. Oh, make sure everything affects you like tenfold. And I'm like, literally at this point, I'm surrounded by strangers who I'm merely like orbiting around due to circumstance, not because, I mean, maybe, you know, God had a plan for them in my life, but at this point, we're literally just sharing the same space. That's everybody. It's not like anything bad, but it is just, I really hope this is it. It's not it. Fuck. I always do this too. Yeah, I don't think that's it. What was I saying? This is it, maybe. I really can't remember. Oh my god, I think this is it. Oh yeah, like just little things. Everything is a thing. Doesn't have to be. I just want to not care. But maybe I guess I just care too much. I also haven't even had an appetite this whole time. I guess because I'm so busy that I don't really eat. At least these past few days. Besides that Chipotle. But I just ate that. It wasn't even enjoyable. But yeah, like today I had breakfast, which was 2 croissants and egg. And then I had the cherries. And yeah, that was it. And yeah, I felt hungry, but not hungry like, oh, I need to take care of this. Just like a hunger that's like familiar. So I don't need to address it. I don't know. It's very complicated. Plus, I just need to make this one plus things. Yeah. Let's just hope for a better day. This is probably one of the lowest energy videos I've ever had. I know, like the initial rush of the white coat and everything, and getting in and starting, freaking amazing. Everybody was amazing. All the things were amazing, and now I'm like, wow. I kind of feel like I've been duped, but not really. I don't know. It's just, I feel like feeling like someone is in my corner would make it more, not as like unbearable. I mean, granted, I have Lord Carson, and I feel like I've been relying on him a lot more primarily sexually, but somewhat emotionally. I just look forward to seeing someone who I know, like, it's not, you don't really know how they feel about you. Like, at least with this person, I'm like, okay, I know they're a friend. They're someone who actually is, like, on my side, quote unquote, or doesn't have any ill will. Like, I don't know. Then again, that's not guaranteed either. But for right now, it's, you know, more likely than not. Okay, I think I need to stop and end this. Good night. I'll let you know, maybe, in a couple months.